Welcome to Where We Listen, a space where every story is heard, and every experience has value. This channel is dedicated to sharing real-life stories from personal experiences, and those submitted by our community. Each story is a journey, filled with lessons that shape who we are. Through every video, we reflect on these stories to uncover the deeper meanings and valuable life lessons they offer. Whether it's a story of overcoming adversity, personal growth, or a simple moment of reflection, Where We Listen is where we come together to learn, heal, and grow. Today, we're sharing the story of Alex, a person who grew up in a household affected by addiction. His parents' struggle with substance abuse turned his childhood into a chaotic and painful experience. But through strength, resilience, and the help of those around him, Alex managed to rise above it all, breaking the cycle of addiction to create a life of stability and hope. What was it like growing up with an addict parent? How did Alex find his way out of the darkness and build a new life for himself? And most importantly, what can we learn from his story of struggle and success?
Some people remember bedtime stories and family dinners. I remember hiding car keys so my mom wouldn't drive drunk again. I'm Alex, and this is my story of growing up with an addict parent and finding the strength to break the cycle. My earliest memories are a mix of laughter and confusion. There were times when my mom would be fully present, loving, caring, and fun. We'd go to the park, play board games, and she'd read me stories until I fell asleep. But those moments became fewer as I grew older. Little by little, the warmth in our home faded, replaced by the cold emptiness of unopened liquor bottles that lined the cabinets. I was around 8 years old when I first realized something was wrong. Mom started forgetting things, my school events, dinner plans, and sometimes even to pick me up from school. At first, I thought she was just tired. But it wasn't long before I noticed how the bottles kept multiplying and the house was always filled with this strange, bitter smell. Everything got worse when she lost her job. It was like a switch flipped. She started drinking more, sometimes staying up all night, talking to herself or yelling at the TV. I'd hide in my room, pretending I couldn't hear her. I tried to take care of myself, making cereal for dinner or heating up leftovers. There was no one else around. Just me and my mom, who was slipping further away each day. School became my escape. I could be a normal there, but even that didn't last. The other kids started noticing. I came to class in clothes that hadn't been washed for days. I was always tired, and I started to lie about why my mom never came to parent-teacher meetings or why I couldn't have friends over. The truth was, I was embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to know how bad things were at home. I remember one night in particular, Mom had been out all day, and I hadn't heard from her. When she finally came home, she was stumbling, slurring her words, and she wasn't alone. Some guy followed her inside. I remember my heart pounding as I watched from the top of the stairs. He looked at me, smirked, and said, "Is this your kid?" He looked scared. I was scared. But more than that, I was angry. Angry that she'd brought a stranger into our home. Angry that she wasn't my mom anymore, she was just someone who drank and brought trouble. That night, I decided I couldn't do it anymore. I snuck out of the house and went to a neighbor's. I remember standing on their doorstep, shaking as I knocked. When they opened the door, I just burst into tears and told them everything. That was the night the authorities got involved, and I was placed in temporary foster care. Leaving my mom was the hardest thing I'd ever done. I felt guilty, like I was betraying her. But I knew I had to. I couldn't stay in that house and pretend things would get better. Being away from her was strange. For the first time in a long time, I didn't have to worry about whether she'd wake up the next day or if I'd have to call for help. I could breathe. Slowly, I started focusing on my schoolwork, joined a sports team, and found mentors who believed in me, teachers and counselors who knew I had potential beyond my circumstances. But it wasn't just about me. Even in foster care, I'd get updates on my mom. She went through rehab twice. The first time didn't stick. The second time, she stayed sober for almost a year before relapsing again. When I turned 18, I had the chance to reconnect with her. She was in another recovery program, and this time, she seemed different. We met in a coffee shop, and for the first time in years, I saw a glimpse of the mom I used to know. I wanted to believe her, believe that she could be the mom I needed her to be. But I'd learned that forgiveness didn't mean forgetting. I told her that I loved her, but I needed to keep my distance until I was sure she was stable. It wasn't easy, but I had to set boundaries. Today, I'm living a life I never thought I'd have. I graduated college, started my own business, and found a support system that's always there for me. I've made a promise to myself, I won't let my past define my future. I'm breaking the cycle, not just of addiction, but of pain, anger, and loss. Growing up with an addicted parent taught me that life isn't fair. But it also showed me that we have the power to change our story. No matter how dark things seem, there's always hope, always a chance to break free. Thank you for listening to my story. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction in the family, know that you're not alone. Reach out for help. Talk to someone you trust. And remember, it's okay to choose yourself, even if it means stepping away.
Thank you for being here with us at Where We Listen. Every story we share is more than just words, it's a chance to connect, to understand, and to remind ourselves that we are not alone in our experiences. Have you or a loved one faced a similar challenge? How did you find the strength to move forward? Let us know in the comments below. If you found value in Alex's story, we invite you to subscribe, share this video, and join our community. Your support helps us continue bringing these real-life stories to light. Do you have your own story to tell? We'd love to hear it. Whether it's a personal experience or something you've witnessed, your story has the power to impact others. Email us at where.we.listen.official@gmail.com. Remember, every voice deserves to be heard, and every story has value. Here, at Where We Listen, we are not just telling stories. We are learning, healing, and growing, together. Until next time, take care, and keep listening.